Hey everybody, welcome to the 8th International FASD conference, all about adolescents and adults with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. We are live from downtown beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia at the Hyatt, and we will be doing interviews all day, and I am so excited about this next interview. I am here with Kayla Vick. Kayla Vick is the case coordinator for the second floor recovery unit, which is near and dear to my heart. So welcome and thank you for joining me. So exactly, let us know, what is the second floor recovery center?
Yeah, so we are the second floor Women's Recovery Center. We are located in Cold Lake, Alberta. Yep. For those of you who aren't from Cold Lake who are watching, we are about 3.5 hours northeast of Edmonton, Alberta. So we're pretty north up there in Alberta.
What do you guys do there?
Right, so I'll kind of just start my spiel.
Do it.
We are a treatment center for women with problematic substance use issues. We give priority to women who are pregnant. Given that we're part of the Lakeland Center for FASD umbrella, all of our staff are highly trained in understanding FASD. So we find that a lot of our clients are often suspected of having FASD or do already have a diagnosis. So we're a little more attuned to that. We have a 9-bed facility, so smaller size, which is kind of more beneficial, we believe, in that kind of environment. And yeah, that's kind of the general aspect.
Well, that's kind of awesome. So you're a recovery center,
yes.
And for at-risk women, right, who are experiencing substance abuse issues, who may be pregnant, but also have FASD or suspected of having FASD.
Yeah, and you don't have to have FASD to come to the second floor Women's Recovery Center, nor do you have to be pregnant either.
Right.
Just that our target population essentially is women who are ages 17 to 24, living at or more riskier lifestyles to possibly become pregnant.
You know, if you've ever heard me talk live, I talk about my sister, who I am pretty sure is on the spectrum, although I'm not a doctor, and she has addictions issues as well. And she also knows that I talk about her. How does your program, how does it differ?
So I'll kind of go through our models, and that really speaks to what makes us different. So one, our size. We are smaller, and that gives us the ability to kind of give an individualized treatment program to our women. So we call it the IRP, Individual Recovery Plan, which is really just goal setting. What do you need? What supports are different to you and the life experience that you've had, and then we kind of go on a schedule. So every day there's programming, but it's really focused on life skills. Right. So often when a gal comes in, or I'm kind of explaining who we are and what we do, I'm like, have you ever lived independently? Do you know how to cook a meal? Like those very life skills that to us are basic and we know how to do, but to someone, they've never held a knife before, I've never cooked a meal, or don't know how to access a local bus system, which is all integral to supporting a woman in her recovery. So we are life skills based, so we do daily hygiene, chores, kind of any community involvement. Right. We are highly involved in the community, so we learn how to utilize a community in a healthy way. So as I mentioned, learning a local bus system, going to the pool for free swims, kind of things you can access in your community that are more beneficial and actually attainable, so not something that is going to be astronomically expensive or just you don't have barriers to be able to access it. And then we also, so as I mentioned, individual recovery plan, life skills, and alternative therapies. So we integrate into our programming yoga, Reiki, massage therapy.
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports.
I've visited. I've been
dance.
there. I've been there.
Oh my gosh, those girls are working up a sweat with their Wii dance.
You guys have a beautiful kitchen.
Yeah, we do.
And everybody participates in that?
Exactly. So there's a rotational kitchen helper schedule, and before that we do kitchen basics. So we're not going to put you on the schedule and say, okay, today we're making pork chops and go, because we know that's not going to work.
Right. By understanding the challenges, the cognitive challenges.
Exactly. So, and it varies amongst the women that we have, and also, so the cognitive aspect of, say, learning how to make pork chop dinner, plus the actual skill of, have you ever learned how to make a meal for yourself? Have you always eaten out? Things like that. So
I think one of the important things, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard from Audrey, you don't kick women out.
No. So
it is so key. My sister has tried a few recovery centers, and she's been kicked out of them. And one of the reasons, one time, is they had her sit in a classroom for 4 hours a day, right, which was way too much for her. And another time, they would go for a smoke out in the back. And one time, one of the women didn't lock the door, and so they revoked the smoking privileges. Yeah. And my sister couldn't understand because it wasn't her, right? And so she was like, why does everybody have to be punished for this? And so she got frustrated, upset, and left. So I think it's vastly important that you guys don't punish that.
Yeah, and when say a rule is broken or something like that, or we would talk with women, they would sit with them in their room, somewhere comfortable, not you are coming to my office right now and we're going to talk and you're going to get the boot, because even that small interaction will work them up. They'll think they're in trouble because that's what they're so used to. I did something, and now the response is, I'm out of here. So we'll just say, hey, we found this in your room, or why did you act this? What's going on that you
kind of working through it instead of punishing,
we work together, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I always say to our gals when they come in, it's not you versus us. We're on your team now, so we're here to support you. So let's talk it out. Let's figure out what's going to work. And sometimes they might not open up to us, but oftentimes we do see that they do, because we just want to know what's going on to see how we can best support a woman. And that is hard for some people to conceptualize, like how can you be harm reductive in a treatment center? Right. But the bottom line there is we're not going to kick you out if something happens. We're going to work with you, and that in itself is harm reductive.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's fantastic. Off the top of your head, without saying names, any success stories?
Yes.
So let us have it.
Okay, so defining success in a treatment center is something that I'm so fascinated with, because you got to just take down any idea of someone came, they were here for a year, and then they are on the path to sobriety, because there's going to be bumps along the way, and that's just part of recovery. So one gal that we had, she left us recently. We miss her. Yeah. If she's watching, I'm thinking of her. Yeah. But she, when she came to us, she AWOL'd a few times, left in the middle. She didn't need treatment anymore. She was done with us. She was good. And then when she came back after kind of Christmas holidays were tough, she was totally gung-ho to try things. And that's a big one. Like just today, she went to yoga. Right. And I saw her running on the treadmill in the morning the next day. And then the next day, she got out of bed after 3 wake-up calls. So those are those small little successes to us. One larger one that we share quite a bit is we did have a client who was in what would have been her grade 12 year, and she stayed with us actually for 1 year. And during that time, our team assisted her in completing her grade 12 from distance. So that was awesome, really good
right?
too.
That must make you feel so awesome.
And they come to you with this science question. You're like, how do I do this? I'm like, well, dude, let's figure it out together.
That's so nice, Kayla. And so how do people get in touch with the second floor if they're in Alberta and they're...
Well, also we do have an out-of-province bed, let that be noted. So you don't have to be from Alberta to come to treatment at the second floor. So we service all of Alberta. If you know somebody, if you're having trouble maintaining your sobriety and you need some help, you can refer yourself. You can pop into an Alberta Works, we often say, or go see anybody and they can help you fill out the referral. So we are a 24/7 treatment facility, so you can call us at any time.
Oh, that's awesome. You know what? The model's working. The model's fantastic, and it's excellent for our folks, our individuals with fetal alcohol. I wish you continued success.
Thank you so much.
I can't wait to hear more success stories, so keep up the good work.
Cheers.
Okay,
Thank
awesome. So that is Kayla Vick from the Second Floor Recovery Unit. You get a website?
Yes, www.lcfasd.com, and there's a little tab in the top right corner for the second floor.
Okay, awesome. And we'll make sure we put that up in the comments or in the description below, wherever you're watching it. Thanks again for joining us.
Thanks so much.
And we'll be back soon with our next guest.